Everybody wants a soft life now. No stress, no pressure, no struggle. Just enjoyment, peace, and vibes. But let me tell you something that might offend you. The version of soft life being sold today, it's a lie. And if you don't catch it early, you'll wake up one day behind in life, confused, and blaming everything but yourself. Hi, welcome to Yinkus Digest, the commentary arm of YinkusPepe Talks. Real talk, real life, with clear eyes. Let's get into it. This is not about peace. This is not about rest. This is about a mindset that is quietly making people weaker, less disciplined, and completely unprepared for real life. Let's start here, because on the surface, it sounds right. Who doesn't want a soft life? Who doesn't want ease and comfort and enjoyment? After everything people go through, of course, you want peace. And there is nothing wrong with that. But somewhere along the line, soft life stopped meaning peace after responsibility and started meaning escape from responsibility. Now, it's avoid anything stressful. Do only what feels good. Cut off anything that challenges you. And that right there is where the problem begins. Because real life, it is not soft. Bills are not soft. Responsibility is not soft. Growth is not soft. Marriage is not soft. Raising children is not soft. Anything meaningful in life will demand something from you. But if you train your mind to only accept ease, the moment life gets hard, and it will, you collapse. Not because life is unfair, but because you were never built for pressure. And let's bring this into relationships, because this is where it is quietly destroying people's lives. People are now treating relationships like disposable items. The moment something feels off, the moment there's a misunderstanding, the moment effort is required, they walk away. Not because the relationship is toxic, not because it's abusive, not because it's beyond repair, but because it's uncomfortable. A simple disagreement becomes we're not compatible. A communication gap becomes this is stressing me. A normal phase in a relationship becomes I deserve better. And just like that, something that could have grown is thrown away like a toy. Because the mindset now is if it doesn't feel soft, it must be wrong. And that is not how real relationships work. Real relationships have kinks. Real relationships have seasons where things are not smooth. Real relationships require conversations you don't feel like having, adjustments you don't feel like making, and patience you don't always want to give. And what's happening now is that people are discarding good relationships over very trivial matters, calling it peace, when in reality it is emotional immaturity. Because anything that requires effort now feels like a burden. And this is why many people keep starting over again and again and again. Not because they haven't met good people, but because they don't have the capacity to sustain something that isn't always easy. And let's be honest, social media didn't just influence this idea. It repackaged it and sold it beautifully. Because what you see online is not a full life. It is a highlight reel of comfort. You see soft mornings, luxury brunches, travel clips, living my best life. But what you don't see is the debt behind the lifestyle, the pressure to maintain that image, the work they don't show, the emotional breakdowns off camera. Let me give you real life examples. There are people posting soft life content who are financially struggling in silence, living paycheck to paycheck, but the image online says peaceful and stress-free. There are women saying, I only go where I'm treated soft, but they are avoiding accountability, hard conversations, and personal growth. There are men saying, I just want peace. But what they really mean is, I don't want responsibility, pressure, or leadership. And social media validates it, because anything that feels uncomfortable now gets labeled toxic, draining, and not aligned. So instead of people asking, is this necessary for my growth? They ask, does this feel good right now? And that is a dangerous way to live because Everything that builds you will not always feel good. Now let's talk about this phrase, protect your peace. It sounds wise. It sounds mature. But it is now being misused because protecting your peace does not mean avoiding everything that challenges you. Some of you are not protecting your peace. You are protecting your comfort. There is a difference. Protecting your peace is setting boundaries, removing chaos, choosing healthy environments. But what people are doing now is avoiding accountability, cutting people off too quickly, refusing correction, running from anything that stretches them. The moment something feels heavy, you exit. The moment something requires effort, you withdraw. The moment someone tells you the truth, you label them negative. And over time, you build a life that feels peaceful but produces nothing. Here's what nobody tells you. A soft mindset has consequences. Not immediately, but eventually, because life will test you. And when it does, you will realize very quickly whether you built strength or you built comfort. A person who avoids pressure cannot handle pressure. A person who avoids discipline cannot sustain success. A person who avoids discomfort will never reach their full capacity. And that is why some people look around at 35, 40, 50 and they feel left behind. Not because they didn't have opportunities, but because they rejected anything that required effort. Let me be clear. There is nothing wrong with wanting peace. There's nothing wrong with rest. But peace is not the absence of responsibility. Real peace comes from discipline, stability, and doing what needs to be done, not avoiding it. Because the truth is, a life that is too soft will make you too weak for reality. So no, this is not an attack on peace. This is a warning about deception. Because a real soft life is not built on avoidance. It is built on discipline, structure, and responsibility that eventually creates stability. That's the part they don't show you. So before you say you want soft life, ask yourself this. Are you building a life of peace or are you running from the life that requires strength? Because at the end of the day, a life that is too soft will break you the moment life stops being gentle. If this spoke to you, go ahead and like, comment, and share this with someone who needs it. And if you have topics you'd like me to address or you're interested in collaborating with me, send an email to YinkusPepe Talks at gmail.com. Also, check out the playlist on this channel for more real conversations just like this. Thank you for watching Yinkus Digest today. And until next time, this is YinkusPepe.
Where understanding begins.